Welcome back to the Home BB channel and our Beyond the Basics series. Today, we're diving into a huge debate in the beekeeping world, single versus double brood chambers. We're going to break down the efficiency, the biology, and the sheer labor involved to help you figure out what's best for your apiary. Let's get right into it.
So, you might be asking, why are we even talking about this? I mean, for ages, the two-box system was just the standard. It was all about making management easy, especially back when honey prices weren't all that high. But things have changed a lot. As honey prices started to climb, the whole game shifted. Now, it's all about efficiency and maximizing that honey crop. And that, right there, is why the single-box system is suddenly front and center.
All right, let's kick off this head-to-head comparison. Round 1, logistics. We're talking about the real-world stuff here. The gear you have to buy, the space it takes up, and of course, how heavy it is.
Right off the bat, you can see the financial difference. Think about it. A traditional double deep needs 20 frames and foundation sheets. But with a single deep, you literally cut that in half. It's a much leaner way to operate, and it slashes your overhead from day one.
And that brings us to the big number, 50%. That's a 50% cut in your woodware for every single hive. And look, this isn't just about the cash you save up front. It's less stuff to build, less to store over the winter. It just simplifies your entire operation.
Okay, now let's talk about the physical side of things, because the difference here is just night and day. A single deep system, totally a one-person job. You can move it, you can manage it. But a double deep, you know what I'm talking about. When that thing is full of bees, brood, and honey, it's a beast. It's heavy, it's awkward, and it's often a two-person lift. That's a huge deal for your back and for how you manage your time in the bee yard.
So, that's the gear covered. Now let's move into round 2 and talk about what really matters, the bees. We're diving into colony biology, space, health, and crucially, how they get through the winter.
One of the biggest arguments you'll hear against a single deep is space. Is one box really enough, people ask? Well, let's just do the math. A standard deep has around 70,000 cells. A really fantastic queen, laying at her absolute peak, say 1,500 eggs a day, only needs about 31,500 cells for her brood cycle. You do the math, that leaves a huge surplus, over 38,000 cells for pollen and honey. So yeah, the idea that there's not enough space, it's pretty much a myth.
And this is where thermodynamics comes into play, especially for wintering. In a single deep, the cluster is in a nice, tight, cozy space. It's way easier for them to heat, much more energy efficient. But in a double deep, you can get this chimney effect. The heat rises, the cluster moves up, and that entire bottom box is just cold, empty space that the colony has to work to keep warm. It's a huge energy drain.
Now, this biology stuff has a direct impact on you, the beekeeper, during inspections. Think about it. In a single chamber, the queen has nowhere to run. She's in there somewhere. No more guessing games, no more heaving a heavy top box off just to see if she's in the bottom one. Your inspections become way more focused and a whole lot faster.
And don't just take my word for it. Here's a crazy statistic to back this up. Research shows it's 4 times easier and faster to find the queen in a single brood chamber. I mean, that is a huge saving, not just in your time, but in how much you're disrupting the colony.
Okay, this all leads us to our final round. Round 3, management intensity. This is all about what it takes from you, day in and day out. We're talking feeding, we're talking swarm control, and the level of skill each system really demands.
And here's the real fork in the road. It all comes down to your management style. The single system, well, it's the precision route. It needs you to be on top of things, frequent, smaller feedings, getting those supers on early to head off swarms. There's not a lot of room for error. The double system, on the other hand, is the forgiving route. It gives you a much bigger buffer. You can bulk feed, your checks don't have to be quite as frequent, it's just more forgiving if you miss something.
So, the big question, which one is the winner? Well, there's no single right answer. It really comes down to your personal philosophy. You should choose the single system if your main goal is to get the most honey with the least amount of equipment and you don't mind being more hands-on. But you should go with the double if you're trying to grow your hive count with less work per hive and you want that safety net, that bigger buffer for error.
Okay, let's do a quick recap. Single brood, you've got low equipment cost, it's lightweight, and your inspections are super fast. But it does demand a higher skill level. Double brood, you're looking at higher costs and some serious heavy lifting, but it requires a bit less skill and lets you be more hands-off.
So what's the bottom line here? It's simple. Don't guess. Test it yourself. Honestly, the absolute best way to know what works for you, for your bees, in your backyard, is to run an experiment. This season, try converting half your apiary to single brood chambers. Then just compare. Compare the honey, compare the labor, compare the results. The data you collect with your own hands is going to be worth more than anything you hear from me or anyone else.
And that's a wrap on this Home Bee Channel Explainer. We really hope this data-driven look at brood chambers helps you fine-tune your own apiary. If you found this breakdown helpful, do us a favor and hit that subscribe button. It really helps our channel grow and lets us keep bringing you more insights like this. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.